All right, Andres, what are we working on today, man?
So right now we got another job we got to print.
How many shirts?
I think there's 30 shirts, something like that.
Front and back?
Front and back. 2-color print, front, 2-color print on the back as well.
Ooh. All right, man. So something like that. How do you price that?
So I would price it based on how many shirts I can print per hour, just based on my setup here. And so once you know how much time it takes you, then you can calculate the total time it's going to take per shirt for the whole job, and then you divide that by the amount of shirts. Let's just say in this case it was 36, so then you would divide it by 36, and then that gives you the labor cost per shirt, and then you just add the shirt cost itself, and then you get your shirt price.
So this order, how long would it take you? 2-3 hours?
This order would take me probably about, without rushing it, about 2 hours, including the setup.
Oh, that's not bad.
So this is the back part right here. This is gonna be black. And for the front, or for the other color, this is the second color. This is gonna be red.
Now, 2 colors in the front, 2 colors in the back.
Yes.
2 screens. You're making it happen.
Oh yeah. Now, that's another quick little tip for you guys. If you don't have a lot, when you're a beginner, you're starting off, you don't have a lot of screens, or you might have a lot of screens, but you have some screens tied up on other jobs, which is the situation I'm in today. As you can see, I have all these screens. They're all burned. They're all have to be cleaned out, and some of them still we need to print. So anyways, if you have a shortage of screens, either way, what you can do is, as I've done here, is the back print on the top half of the screen. Once you do all the backs, we flip it over for the left chest print right here. So sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't work out. Let's say you have a big front print and a big back print. It may or may not work. You may or may not be able to fit both of them on the same screen. In this case, because it is a smaller left chest print, we can fit both of them in one screen. So that way we save screens, we save time, and we get this order knocked out as fast as we can.
So my question is alignment. I mean, how do you do that to make sure it aligns perfectly?
So for that, the typical job or the typical screen printer has their screens and they burn them with what's called registration marks. As you can see, I don't have registration marks here. I don't really like to use the registration marks too much because I don't want to badmouth any companies or anything like that, but the press that I have, we have like registration abilities, but it's not like spot on. Even though it is a higher end press, it's not the best from my experience. So I find that the little registration marks sometimes take up, you get caught trying to line everything up, and then when you go to print, it doesn't line up just because the press itself doesn't have the best registration abilities. So I just do it manually, and I do it all by eye. Now, let me pause you there. If it is something that very intricate, like a very intricate design, very small details, then yeah, I would use the registration marks. At that point, yes. But for something like this, and I'll show you guys when I set it up, for this, I wouldn't use registration marks because you'll see it's probably gonna take me 2 minutes maybe to register it. And if I did it with the registration marks, you're gonna be dialing in, dialing left, up and down. It's gonna take a long time.
So on this, how'd you get this customer?
All right, so this customer, like my previous customer, this is a referral customer. Actually, they are a repeat customer. Originally, they came to me because somebody referred them to us, which is, I would say, about 85% of our business is repeat and referral customers. This is their second order with us, yeah.
Same design and everything for the first one?
It's the same print, same design, everything. The only thing that's different is the first order was black shirts, and the this part was white. So on this order, it's charcoal gray shirts, and this part is gonna be black. That's the only thing that changed.
And why do you think they need the shirts? For employees, to give away, to sell?
These are gonna be for their employees, for their staff. This is a heating and air company, and they do have a lot of employees, so they go through a lot of shirts. And So now it's time for them to get more shirts. So what we're doing here is we're taping up the areas where the emulsion didn't, the edges, you know, and that's because you don't want the ink to get onto the shirts. Okay, so if you notice, I'm doing it on the back or the outside of the screen, as opposed to most of the screen printers, they will do it on the inside. They'll get their tape, and speaking of tape, they do make special quote unquote screen printing tape, but any painter's tape will do, and they put it on here like this. Okay, and they do it all around. So I'll do it here just to show you guys. This is why I don't tape on the inside. Let me grab. Let's say you have a big design like this, so you need a squeegee that's big enough to cover the design itself, right? So this one is going to cover the design. This is exactly why I don't tape it on the inside. As you can see, the squeegee edges are on the tape itself. So it may not seem like it, but the thickness of the tape is going to cause you to have imperfect prints. So in the center of your design, where you have most of the pressure from your hands, you'll have a clean print, but on the edges you're not going to get a print because the squeegee isn't really pressing onto the screen itself. So that's why I decide to usually tape it on the back. You tape it on the back, you won't have that issue. But I would like to know you guys' opinion. What do you guys think? Do you guys like to tape it on the back side? Do you prefer taping it on the inside? Let me know in the comments below.
Wait, how do you know if it's straight or not? Or if it's center?
Well, it's straight because the print itself, the image itself is straight on the screen itself, because when I put the transparency on there to burn it, everything was straight. Now I know that this is 12 inches across because I printed the transparency, so we just went to the 6-inch mark, which is the center of the design, and on my palette, this is the center right here. I have a little line right here, so I already know that that's the center. And I have my little ruler here, which it broke in half, but this is...
Oh, that's how it was.
No, it broke in half. It was actually... The other half is over here, but it broke.
Oh, I got you.
I haven't had time to go buy another one. So anyway, so we're at there, right? And the 6-inch mark is right here. So we just line that up to the back, and we're good. It's done. So now all we're gonna do is print this on a test palette, and then we'll line up the red part, and that's it. And about how long has that been? Maybe it took me a minute to do that, and maybe another 30 seconds for the red part.
What are you applying now?
We are applying a water-based adhesive to the palette here, and that way it'll hold the t-shirt in place and it won't move when we print the image on the shirt.
Hey, come out on this.
Came out good. We just gotta make sure that it's flashed enough so that we don't have ink on the other screen as we're trying to line it up.
Have you ever had design that was like 2 layers, an outline, words inside, and you needed to get it? Was that a headache, or you use the same thing?
No, I use the same thing. If there's enough of a border, then I use the same process. If it's a very, very thin border or outline, then yeah, I have to use the registration marks and dial it in, because we want to make sure that it comes out nice and even. But if it's a big, outline or border, then same process. Yeah.
Is it good on this?
That's it. It's perfect. Perfectly lined up. Perfectly registered. 2-color back print, and this serves 2 purposes. 1, to get us registered and everything, and 2, we put this in the box for the customer, and sometimes they like to hang them in the walls and put them on display at their shops, so we'll put this in their box.
Kind of like this one's?
Yeah.
Dang, you got a lot, man.
Those are just this last week. We stay busy here at the shack.
Nice, these are nice. Oh, here's a glitter one.
Oh yeah.
All right, Andreas, you're about to get started?
We're getting started on the Maximum Comfort t-shirts.
Now, when it comes to picking the right shirt, is that your call? Is that the customer's?
So most of the time the customer trusts my experience, and they trust me they trust me with a decision of what type of shirt. So what I usually do is they come to me, I ask them what the use for the shirt is. You know, are they gonna be working outside in the heat? Are they working indoors? Are they gonna be doing athletic stuff? So all those factors play into consideration for the shirt itself. So based on their use, I will advise on what type of shirt. Now this client, Maximum Comfort, they actually knew what shirt they wanted. They wanted a Gildan shirt, and they knew what color, so I ordered what they wanted.
Hey man, not to start any beef, and we don't gotta talk about it on the guys, but how do you feel about Gildan, bro? They're good quality shirts, or you're like, whatever the customer wants?
I like to go with whatever the customer wants if they know what they want. Me personally, I don't like Gildan. Like I wouldn't go to the store and buy a Gildan t-shirt. I don't like their feel. It's too rough for me. I like soft and flowy shirts. Something that shows off the guns, you know. No, but yeah, for me, Gildan, I think they're a little bit too rough. But if you're gonna be working, I mean, these guys are working out there. They're gonna be working in the heat, so they need something that's tough.
All right, and guys, I don't want to put too much pressure on you, bro, but it's 1:56. What time are you gonna be done?
We'll be done with the backs in about 20 minutes.
All right. How many passes are you gonna do?
I think we'll do a flash print on these, just so we can get a bright red, because the red is their main color, and the black, because it's black, it usually covers pretty well, even if it's on a 230 mesh. So we'll just do one pass on the black.
On the S, 30 minutes, man. That's not bad.
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Yeah, we were off by 10.
Yeah. Hey, that's not bad though.
No, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Two color back. I had to reload some of the black ink because I ran out. Not bad.
Do you think the front would take longer or quicker?
I think the front will be more closer to the 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
Because it's a smaller design, so should be a lot faster.
But you gotta switch to the locations, right?
Yes. So like I was showing you guys earlier, for this design, we because of the size, we were able to put the back and then flip it over, and we could do the front. So that'll take us about 10 minutes, I think, 15 minutes to get everything set up again, line it up, make sure everything's gonna land where we want it to land, and get started. So about 15 minutes to reset everything. So whenever you are pricing your shirts, you gotta keep that in mind as well. You have to account for the time it'll take you to print the back, but if you have a front, you have to reset everything up again. So that's another thing you gotta keep in mind whenever you're gonna price your shirts.
You gonna switch squeegees?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a smaller squeegee for the, it's a left chest, so it's a smaller. So we don't need to use this big one.
What are you gonna do about the open spaces?
It's a good question. So for that, what we do is good old printer paper.
What? I would assume you would have put tape over it. No?
I would have put tape, but, and it wouldn't harm it if I do put the tape, but the paper is a lot cheaper than the tape.
There you go, that free $99 right there.
$3.99, man. So all we gotta do here is just cover up, make sure we cover up all the holes here, so we don't get any ink on the front part of the shirts.
You don't think, I don't know, I'm just asking, that at some point, because you're squeegeeing it from the top, that the ink is gonna go through the paper and get soggy, or maybe, or no, not really?
No, not really, because we're not gonna be squeegeeing in that area. We're just gonna squeegee in the top left corner. So really, we're not gonna get any ink on here. It's just as a precaution.
Do the test print on the front?
Test print for the left chest on the front, right? Yeah, so we got the first color down. Now we use that to register the second color, all without the registration. Because my press does have the registration stuff, but like I said, it's not as accurate, or it's too time consuming to do it that way. So now all we gotta do here is, especially when you got something simple like this logo here, look at that right there. See, you can see through the mesh right here, right? So all we gotta do now is just line this up, and bam, we're good.
That's it.
Just like that. Now we'll throw this one in the box with the other one. That way the customers has their logos on a couple of those, and they can just frame them up if they want to.
255, Andres. Give me an estimate.
255. I'm gonna say 330.
230.
We'll be done.
Okay. You got this, man.
All right.
Hey, Andres, how come you squeegee sideways?
It's a good question. It's because I got this little squeegee, and if I go this way, it comes up short, you know, like I do all the time. But if you turn around, it covers it perfectly.
All right, Andres, you're done. What the people want to know is how much you charge for this job.
So this job was 2-color front, 2-color back. There were 24 shirts, and the total for this is going to be $445 plus tax. But let me know what you guys think. Is that a good price? Is it fair? Is it too low, too high? Remember, we are here in California, so things are a little bit higher here than they might be in the East Coast. So let me know. Put it in the comments below. And if you guys need anything, screen printed apparel, custom drinkware, let me know. Put it in the comments below. We'll get back to you and we'll get them printed for you ASAP. And if you like this video, you want to see more, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.